Perhaps you've noticed the state of discourse in this country isn't so great. It's pretty rotten, actually. It's gotten steadily worse my entire adult life. I have a Bachelor of Arts in Communications, Rhetoric, Persuasion, Mass Media, that sort of thing. It's an interesting degree indeed because it's a 1992 model. Essentially, I got the very last communications degree anyone got before the World Wide Web. Now, that's not the liability you might think. The fundamentals of communication haven't changed much in 2,500 years or so. The channels have, the media have, and the web has made it much easier than it ever was before for anyone to get out there and say anything. No, the irony of me saying that, talking to the camera right here with you, is not lost on me. Because there are so many people saying so many things now, it's easy to find reasonable sounding discourse supporting nearly any viewpoint. This can be problematic. If you have an opinion and you go looking for someone to validate your opinion, you will be able to every single time. This becomes dangerous when you consider opposing views less thoroughly or even not at all. This is called confirmation bias. Confirmation bias is the single biggest killer of reasoned discourse today. I have found my reasonable people saying what I think. You have found your reasonable people saying what you think. It is only a short ride from here to one of us decrying the pinko commies on NPR and the other talking about all those fascists over on Fox. It's become far too rare that we regard each other respectfully, that we look and consider, this is a thinking, well-adjusted person who has reached a different conclusion from mine. How often do we stop and say to ourselves, hey, how did that happen? Not very. It's a lot easier to just say, I want to score a point, isn't it? Perhaps it has taken this rotten presidential election for me to truly understand this. There are a lot of people who have ongoing interests in me thinking you're a bad person because I think X, and you thinking I'm a bad person because I think Y. They don't want us to solve problems. They want us sniping at each other while they pick our pockets. Let me suggest as a first step that we all start paying a little more attention to the reasonable sounding people out there who don't agree with us. Listen to their views and therefore the implicit description of the world they want. You will probably find that the world they want looks a lot like the world you want. You just may disagree on how to get there. Let's look into our communities and try to talk much less about who we think are good and bad people, and much more about what we think are good and bad ideas.